Hello, welcome to Gaming Gain. My name is Muzz, and on the eve of The Last of Us Season 2, I'm going to be telling you what I hope happens during the season. Probably should have made this one a little bit earlier because having watched the trailer, I don't think any of what I want is going to happen, but I'm going to put it out there anyway and just see if it happens. So, there's going to be major spoilers for The Last of Us as a whole in terms of obviously the first game and the first season, as well as delving into the second game. Basically, my main thing that I want to happen is please just do not kill Joel off in the first episode. You have such a wealth of talent with Pedro Pascal, and I feel there is a real chance here to bring out the relationship more with Ellie throughout the season. I think the start of season 3 is where you could have that, or that's what I would hoping, but it looks like, from what I have seen, they are going down maybe the route of Joel dying pretty early on in the season, which I just think I think that was the biggest mistake of the second game. I don't think the end. I don't think. What I'm trying to say is, I don't think Joel gets away with it. I think Joel should. I don't mind him dying. It's just the way it was told. I think they should have restructured the game to have all the flashback kind of happen at the start. So like going to the film, just more stuff to kind of get you back on the road, see the development of the relationship more, and then the middle section is where you have the death of Joel and then Ellie going off. But obviously, wouldn't really work with the Abby's inclusion and being a playable character. But I just don't want to see Joel die early. I just want to see this season them building up kind of the relationship between Joel and Ellie a bit more, but also giving Abby more of a backstory and more depth into her character and her motivations to finally get at Joel. I think the end of season 2 could have been of them like finding Jacksonville, and you're like, here we go. Does it look like that's going to happen? Unfortunately, there seems to be from the trailer that I watched here, it seems to be there is going to be definitely elements of the game in season 2. In fact, I think Joel may die early, which I'll be gutted about, because I think Pedro Pascal as Joel is just such a great fit. I think it is it's like a match made in heaven, and we will see what I just like. The Last of Us Part 1 is one of my favourite games of all time. The story is just, I think, they hit it out of the park. Part 2, well, I think it is a very, very well made game in terms of gameplay, in terms of the environment, in terms of the actual world building within the game. The story is definitely weaker in my opinion. I think there is just the motivations, the character moments just weren't there. I think having Abby as a second playable character didn't work for me. It did not work. However, that being said, this is where we can flesh out her, and I would like to see Abby, as I kind of talked about, like fleshed out a wee bit more, given some real depth to her motivations for going after Joel. They touched on it in the game, like her dad was the surgeon who was going to perform. She comes in, she sees her dad killed after Joel obviously went on his rampage to save her. So I think you could build that out. I love the changes they made with obviously Bill in the first season. Just one of the best episodes of TV I've ever watched. That episode with Bill. It didn't even involve any of the main characters, and I would like to see them maybe touch on that with Lev. I think Lev having a full episode going through her journey to where she ends up. Like, I think that could be quite a harrowing experience, because obviously he, who was a she, shaves his head, which because she's a she, in that the Seraphites cult is against their traditions or whatever. So Lev is obviously outcast, and he goes on to kind of join forces with Abby. Yeah, I would like to see season two and season. I just would like. I would love to see it split over, but my worry is that they are going to delve into, I think, the start of the second game. They're going to be really focused on that first kind of scenes where Joel and Ellie are kind of at a distance from each other. Then Joel goes off, helps Abby, but then ultimately is killed by Abby. And I think maybe the season is going to finish like halfway through the story, where I don't know, maybe Ellie kills someone quite close to Abby, and or they meet for the first time. I'm not quite sure, but I've kind of went off what I want and talk about what I think is going to happen. But yeah, I think you've got the gist from what I want from this season of The Last of Us. I'm excited. Like, it's going to be, I think it's going to be similar to how I feel about the games, where I absolutely love the first parts, the season and the TV show and the game. And the second one, I'm going to appreciate it for what it is, but I don't think it's as good as the first one. But stranger things have happened. I am open-minded. I hope that they do change elements of it. Like I say, I think it is such a waste to kill Joel. How did I say that? I think it's such a waste to kill Joel off early with Pedro Pascal playing him. I think you could really do so much with him, so much with the character of Joel. Like, it doesn't really feel like I think we got the true. I know I say that I'm actually being nibbling, but I think because it was set to TV, like, you got so much less time with Joel, so he doesn't feel as fleshed out as he does in the games. Whereas you can really flesh him out in season 2, but I don't think it's going to happen. I want it to, but unfortunately, watching the trailer, I am not confident. Anyway, I'm excited for it. I am really excited to see The Last of Us Season 2, see where they go with it. As I say, I'm not a fan of the story of the games, and I just want to see what they're going to take. What are they going to take from the games? What are they going to add in? What are they going to change? Just want to see all those different elements kind of come through in season 2 and see where it goes. I think the first season, like, one of the best video game adaptations there's ever been. I'm hoping for more of the same going forward. So, what do you think about The Last of Us Season 2? Don't know if you can see that. I've done that. Season 2, you've probably seen that. I am just, what am I doing? I'm on one tonight. Yeah, what do you think? Are you excited for Season 2? Do you kind of like my idea of keeping Joel around a little bit longer? You should. Or do you think them following the games more closely is what the avenue that they should and potentially will go down? Anyway, with all that being said, all that's left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.